What's up guys, it's Jopo here with my first ever Clash of Clans video on this channel. If you don't know who I am, I'm one of the current leaders for Midnight Bash, and I've been playing builder base competitively for many years. It's been a dream of mine to start making Clash videos, so I decided to pull the trigger and get started. So today we're going to be looking at a farming strategy that I found out about and has many different uses. I'd say it's more beneficial for getting elixir, but it also can work for getting gold. I was able to acquire around 20 million elixir in just under an hour, so I think this is really effective. I do want to give a few disclaimers though at the beginning. This only really works well for builder all 10s, especially if you are more maxed out. I know it sounds kind of contradicting that, you want to get more loot to max out more, but in all honesty, the better defenses you have, the better this strategy is going to work. This may also work at the Builder Hall 9 level. It should work around Builder Hall 9, Builder Hall 10. It really just depends what trophy range you're at while you're doing this loot farming. Anyway, so I'm on my second account right now, and as you guys can see, I'm pretty low on elixir, and I have a good amount of gold, but I'm not too worried about my gold right now. So I want to get some troops up. As you guys can see, after this cannon card finishes, I want to get up another level. So for the first method, I'm going to be showing you the more elixir heavy method. There's a total of 3 methods, the last one being a hybrid of the two. Alright, so for this method, I want you guys to note some stuff. So you have an elixir cart with 400,000 elixir cap. That's going to be important to check this thing over and over again so you're not wasting any elixir. And if you check on your leagues, you can see how much you get from an attack and how much you get from a defense. This is where the strategy stems from. As you guys can see, 87,000 elixir from getting a really good defense. Sounds pretty possible at 3,000 trophies. So our goal is to basically throw a bunch of games, and each game we throw, we're getting, at minimum, I would say about 49,000 elixir. Especially at lower levels, you're going to be getting about 67,000 elixir. Now, so what you want to do for this method, super simple. You're just going to want to go find an attack. You see your base, and you just want to toss down the hero in the battle. And then as you can see, we have someone in our defense log. Now, there's nothing stopping us from continuing to find more bases and tossing down our hero and doing it many, many times. We're just going to keep tossing down our hero, ending the battle. This will get us a lot more. This will get us a lot of defenses, which is exactly what we want, because with the more defenses, the more elixir you get. Now, I think you guys can kind of see why this is better at lower levels, because if you're going against worse players, they're going to have worse attacks against you, which means you're going to be getting more loot in return. And also, you will not be losing as many trophies when you're at a lower trophy rate. The only downside to this method is the fact that you're going to be losing a lot of trophies, and you're going to be tilting to about 3,000, 4,000 area, potentially lower depending on your defenses. But when it comes to short-term elixir, you can get a lot of elixir, and I'm not exaggerating this. I was able to get up 3 battle copter levels, 2 P.E.K.K.A levels, and my gem mine, all within the 1 hour or so that I was doing this method. Also, here is an additional thing that you can do. If you see the builder hall on the outside, you can, if you have max level baby dragons or max P.E.K.K.As, you can just toss a couple there instantly, take it out, so that'll get you a star so you don't lose as much, or you can go for a 50%. It's not as good to do it this way because you can't keep racking up more defenses, so I don't think it's the best use of your time if you want to do the elixir method. We'll talk about a different method later if you want to get more gold and you want to maintain trophies. But yeah, as you guys can see, we're going to our elixir cart. We already have 154,000 elixir waiting for us within 2 minutes. And we have plenty of other defenses we're waiting for. These guys did not do great. I'm only at 5,200. Most people aren't great at this level. As you can see, we have another 49,000. And we're still waiting for 3 defenses. So I was able to find all these attacks within 3 minutes. And I got 6 defenses. And most people aren't going to hit very well. And you're going to get a lot of elixir. And I'll probably still be around the 5,000 range. So I'm not going to continue going with this, but you guys get the general idea. It doesn't seem like it would rack up a lot, but it does get a lot of elixir. And I would say it's extremely worth it, especially if you're not going to be doing any trophy pushing. I definitely think it's worth. Alright, so moving on to method number 2. I believe a YouTuber has talked about this method. I had no knowledge of this, but I'm pretty sure it's been discussed like one time, but I still think it's pretty underrated. No one has been talking about this. Like, I don't know why. It just seems like really good. This is method number 2. So method number 2 is if you want to maintain gold, you want to maintain elixir. You won't be getting as much elixir, but you still will be getting a decent amount of elixir. You will also be getting an okay amount of gold. I'd say like 30,000 per attack ish, 20,000 to 30,000. But like I said, when you do it like 50 times, that kind of racks up a bit, you know. And the best part about this method, the one I think that makes it possibly better than the elixir method, is you maintain trophies. Because once you get at, you know, let's say 4,500, if your defenses are good enough, people aren't going to be hitting very good attacks on you. So most likely they're only going to be hitting less than 3 stars, making their attacks very weak, and all you have to do is drop a decent attack. So now I'm going to be going a bit deeper into this method. So let's just get into an attack, just so I can showcase what we're doing. So I'm looking at this base, and I'm thinking, I gotta get my battle machine out. What we're gonna do is put the battle machine in the corner. That is so we can charge up the ability. We're gonna drop down some baby dragons all around, and then we're gonna exit out, and we're gonna open up Clash of Clans again. And the reason we're doing this is so that the timer is reset and your game finishes, and the whole match will go on. Now, the reason I didn't use my baby dragon abilities is so that when they die, they are going to use them anyway. And it'll probably be in a better scenario to use them, but if you want to use your baby dragon ability right before you exit out, that's fine. Maybe you can take out a Mega Tesla. But as you guys can see, we're going to go into the attack log. We have 100% of them. We got 14 trophies from this, 30,000 gold, and we're also gaining a defense. So most likely this adjacent guy is not going to be hitting a great attack on us. So we're going to be able to maintain our trophies. For the most part, we might go down a little bit. Some people will hit decent attacks. As you guys can see, 79,000. We actually gained trophies from that, and we still got our elixir. Now, the one con of using this method is that I believe it's not as efficient when you're trying to get elixir, because believe it or not, exiting out of the game and doing all this and dropping down all your troops, it does take up time. It probably takes up a whole nother battle, or possibly 2 battle slots, which, as you guys can see, the difference between 4 defenses and 1 defense is pretty big in terms of how much loot you're going to be getting. But again, you are gaining trophies or staying neutral or barely even losing, and you're getting gold with this strategy, which is why it might be a bit more appealing than the other strategy. So the final strategy I want to show you guys is a hybrid between the two. So this third method is pretty simple. It's essentially just taking the first 2 methods and combining them. So basically, you're going to look at a base and you'll be like, oh, this one seems pretty easy to get a 3-star on. You're going to toss your battle machine, toss down a couple baby dragons, exit out, do the same method we've been doing the entire time. And if the base looks like, hey, you can get 3-star pretty easily with baby dragons, and maybe you should just do what I'm doing and exit out of the game. However, let's say you come across a more meta base. I mean, we just came across the same exact base, but let's say, you know, oh, I don't like this. I don't like, my troops are really underleveled. I don't think I can get a decent attack on this. Just want to toss your battle machine, exit out, get your elixir. Simple as that. It's just a hybrid between the two. If you want to maintain more trophies, you can kind of bounce back and forth. Anyway, now you're probably wondering, Jopo, how the hell am I going to push back up from 4,000 trophies? That is a long way to go up from 4,000 to 5,000. Well, it's actually a lot more simple than you think. It is going to require that you have higher level troops, like a level 20 baby dragon or level 20 P.E.K.K.A.s. But honestly, I don't think pushing down at that level is very difficult. I think all you have to do, simply, for example, is, I don't have max P.E.K.K.A.s on this account, I'm on my alt account, but I'll use baby dragons, for example. Let's just say I'll toss my battle machine down real quickly, spread around a couple of baby dragons, and right now I'm actually going to the attack. Just do a quick, my ability on 1, my ability on 2, 3, 5, get some damage on Mega Tesla, 6, wait for my 4 to go off. Towards the Mega Tesla. I think it's alright. As you guys can see, if you have maximum baby dragons, these bases are just no match. They're no match to your max level troops. Maybe a max level base might be a different story, but at this level, you're not going to be finding many max And now we're on the second stage, and as you guys saw, that first stage took no time at all. Now for the second stage, we're just going to toss out our battle machine corner. And we still have a couple baby dragons with abilities. So now we're just going to toss one right there, ability, toss one right there, ability, and we're going to toss one right here, ability. So we can take care of that Tesla and the cannon. And now we're going to be waiting for our battle machine to gain up the ability a bit. We're going to toss that to get rid of the Tesla, toss that to get rid of the cannon so we can help support our battle machine. Now that we have the triple ability, our triple charged ability, it should clean up and take care of the rest of the base, giving us the easy 6-star within under a minute, maybe about a minute. But as you guys can see, it's going to take a little bit to push back up, but the loot will be well worth it, and it's super easy to push back up. As you can see, I just completely wiped that base using barely any strategy with the baby dragons, and barely any time. Getting a plus 40, most likely the person attacking me is going to get plus 15, 10 area, maybe even lower. And I'm still gaining some loot. I'm getting a lot more gold and a lot more elixir. However, obviously it's going to be at a little bit of a slower rate, but as you can see, I think the guy's still attacking me, but should be able to climb back up relatively easily. So yeah, that's all I have for this builder base video today. I just wanted to share a farming method that I found that I honestly thought was very underutilized. I don't know why more people aren't talking about this. This new system where you can basically just, you don't have to worry about a clock anymore, the loot timer. It just feels a lot more like main base now. But I'm glad I could shed some light on this, since I really think this should be used more often, especially by high level players who are just sick of sitting at a lower level. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, please drop me a like. I'm a pretty unknown guy, you know, this is my first video. I think I did okay for it. We'll fucking find out. But anyway, that's it. See you guys.